Ms. Carter, according to your complaint, you met the defendant, Mr. Polk, in church.
Yes.
You began dating him, seeing him, feeding him, lent him a lot of money, according to your complaint, about $2,700.
Yes.
During the course of this relationship, you're no longer seeing him, and he says that he doesn't owe you any money because you say, according to your...
She never...
Shh, don't talk over me. You say, although she gave you money... Correct. She gave it to you because God told her so.
Yeah. She told me that... I told her... I asked her, I said, well, you know, there's no way I can pay you back this money. You know, she said, don't worry about it, you know. I talked to God about it, and he said it was okay for you to help, for her to help me. I said, fine. I said, but, you know, in the event that you do need my help, you know, I'll be there for you. You know,
what did you mean by that, sir?
By, you know, I used to fix her car for her, do the brakes, do everything for her car, make sure it would run. I never charged her anything, okay?
Yeah. What else did you do for her?
And a few times she was having some financial problems, and I had some money. She called me on the phone, hey, I need some help. I loaned her money. Well, I didn't loan it to her, but I gave it to her. At one time, it was like $60.
All right, so we got $60. What else?
He's lying.
I never gave you a dime?
Now, listen to me. No, we're not talking about a dime. We're talking about $60. How much more did you give her?
No, and another time, well, another time was like $50 I let her have, you know. And that's just because she called me and asked me, you know, if I could help her. And I told her.
So we're up to 110.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. All right. So now let's start from the beginning. Which church did you meet him at?
New Philadelphia Missionary Baptist Church.
And tell me about the meeting.
I had seen him there. He'd been going to church there for about a year when, well, about 8 months, when he was invited to my home for breakfast with some other people. Someone who had been invited him. And that was in August of 1995. In October of 1995, he left his son unattended on one of the pews that was 2 in front of me, and the child was going to climb over the pew, so I thought I would get up and get the child so he wouldn't hurt himself. So I got up and got the child. When he came back, I sent the child back to him. He sent the child back to me. So from October through January of 1995, beginning 1996, I babysat his child in church when he would bring him to church. So by January...
What was he doing while you were babysitting the child?
Sitting there half asleep in church. So,
that's not true. That's not true.
Go ahead.
So anyway, January, I had kept the child this particular Sunday, and we were going out to another church that Tuesday or Wednesday night. And he asked me if I was going to go, and I said, I won't have a vehicle. My daughter's going to use my car. And I said, if you would like, could you pick me up? He said, sure, you babysit my child for me all the time. That's the least I could do for you is to pick you up and give you a ride to church. So he came by that night, and we rode to church together.
Are we going to get to the money soon?
Yes. Right now, I'll get to the money.
Okay, because this is not a mini-series.
Okay. Okay, very good. So about the next Sunday, he had to go to this meeting in Running Springs, I think it was. Okay, so he was on the phone that Sunday. He had come by my house for breakfast that morning, and he was on the phone trying to get some money to go to this AA meeting he had to go to. This was his 2-year sobriety. And so I was in my bedroom, heard the discussion, and me being the good person that I am, a fool, I offered to loan him $40 to get to his meeting. That's the first.
What did you say to him?
I said, I wasn't eavesdropping on your telephone call, but I heard you pleading with more than one person for some money. So if you need some money, I'll loan you $40 to get there.
Does that sound familiar to you?
She never said, I'll loan you. She said, if you need it, I'll help you. You know. I said, well, you know I'm not working, so, you know, I can't pay you back.
Oh, no, Your Honor.
Okay.
He was working. The day he picked me up from church, he had just rushed home from work. Took him 20 minutes to get ready and rushed over to my house.
Mr. Polk, I have a suggestion for you for the next lady that you hook up with. Don't pick on somebody who has a computer brain. Oh, let me explain something to you. This lady got the details down to the last period.
It might be details, but it's not details of what she told me and what conspired between our relationship.
Conspired is a good word.
Okay.
Right.
What transpired
That's
between
better.
our...
You're right. Conspired sounds better to me.
So the next week, Your Honor, he had a terrible toothache that he was going to go to UCLA to get some attention the next day. Only he needed $60 for this appointment. Okay, once he got the $60, then he needed $40 for something else. That was $100 cash then.
And you went to the bank and took it out for him?
Had it in my pocket.
And you gave it to him?
Gave it to him.
Remember the toothache?
Yes, I remember that. But remember, Your Honor, at no time did I ever borrow any money. She said, well, I can help you. I can help you.
Your Honor.
Okay?
This was one thing that he said he had learned in AA. Honesty. He had led a dishonest and he had led a criminal life. And at AA, anything that he asked for, he is supposed to give. He's not taking any more from anybody. He's going to be an honest person.
Didn't. I said I would be honest in all my affairs.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Listen, Miss Carter, so far we're up to $140. You're suing for $2,700, and I have other cases to do today.
$600 for his rent cash.
Just a second. $600. Did she give you?
She gave me.
She gave you $600 for rent and cash.
Again, at no time, Your Honor.
$300. We were going to go and visit his mother. He conned me into putting the hotel room, reserving it on my credit card. And then once he got ready, he needed $300 to get his transmission and oil changed and all that.
I thought he was a mechanic.
I did. That's see?
Okay. Then
just a second. So you gave him $300
to get his car serviced. Okay. He was going to give me the.
Didn't it? Just a second, Miss Carter. Didn't it strike you as funny?
Yes, it did.
That he's a mechanic and he needs $300 to get his car fixed.
He had to work. So he's not going to have time because he's working.
All right, go, Miss Carter.
Okay. So I reserved the room on my credit card and let him have the money to get his car serviced because he didn't have time to. Okay. So we were supposed to leave Saturday. Unfortunately, he decided to leave 5:30 Friday morning. He was dumb enough to bring me a receipt back from the hotel showing where he took another guest.
So he went without you on your credit card? How much was that room?
$170. And then he was
sure I ought to charge you double for that, Mr. Polk.
Absolutely. He was supposed to pay for the room because he was going to get paid that Friday. He had the money.
Just a second. I have to let him say a word. All right, just a word. Mr. Polk, did she reserve a hotel room for you when you were visiting your mom?
Yes.
And you took somebody else there?
No, I drove down there by myself. But then I did bring her the receipt back for it, you know.
And it says,
just a second.
It says he had a guest in the room. He paid the $20.
No, that was for an upgrade because I wanted a window.
No, you don't upgrade and guest is
An upgrade because you wanted a window?
And I paid the $20.
All right. Now let's get to the rest of the money that you say he owes you.
Okay. Enterprise rent-a-car, $276 because this toothache arose again in July. And I told him, I said, I've had it with you. I'm not going to rent a car for you because you've already done me in enough. So I said, if you bring me the money, I'll rent the car for you because he didn't have a credit card. So he said, I have $100. When I go to UCLA on Monday to have the tooth done, the guy is going to give me another $100, and I'll bring you the other $100.
Who's going to give him $100?
The person who's going to work on his tooth.
How does that work?
No, at UCLA, the students do your teeth. So it was the guy's finals, okay? And so he told me, he said, for my time, he'll give me $100 that he just wanted to, to clean a portion of your teeth. And since I was having work done, excuse me.
Extraction.
Because I was having work done already,
What else does he owe you money
for some clothes I bought for him. And by...
No.
Wait just a minute.
I want you to just stick to cash.
No. Okay.
I want you to just stick to cash.
Okay, credit cards and cash?
Right.
Okay. It's on here. I have the receipts.
Well, just tell her.
City of Los Angeles for a traffic ticket, Pacific Bell for
just
a
a
phone
second.
company.
What was the traffic ticket? How much was it?
Just a traffic ticket he had, and he brought $30 for the traffic ticket.
That sound familiar, Mr. Polk?
No.
I have the canceled check.
See, everything that she's running off right there, She did this stuff on her own
Just
free
a minute.
will.
I haven't gotten to that yet, sir. I just want to know if all these things sound familiar to you.
They sound familiar, yes.
All right, $30 for the traffic ticket. What else?
Okay. $119 for one pair of shoes, $150 for a suit that he was going to use because he was getting ready to do a commercial, and he needed some clothes to wear because
how come you bought him these clothes?
His child's mother had burned up his clothes.
Is that
and
right?
he didn't have any. He didn't have any clothes.
Well, so did he come to you and ask you to give him the money for that?
He asked me to.
I didn't.
What did you say?
No, I didn't. She's lying.
Okay. Let me hear.
I was at home one day, and she called me on the phone. She said, "Efren, I want you to come over." I said, "For what?" She said, "I have something for you."
I didn't ever have to.
She said, "I have something for you." And I get over there. She had 4 suits.
3 suits.
3 or 4, whatever it was. I said, "What did you do this for?" She said, "Because you needed suits."
Had you told her that your ex-girlfriend burned all your clothes?
Yeah, she had burned them up, and
she must have been really angry with you.
She was pissed too.
Yeah.
Hey,
just follows you around.
The problem is, see, she was disappointed because, she figured like I led her on and all this stuff. But at no time did I ever lead her on. Let me talk now, please. Thank you very much. At no time did I ever tell her we were having a relationship. I said, we're friends, okay? I said, the things that you're doing for me, you're doing because you want to, okay? She said, yes, I know that, and I've talked to the Lord about it, and he wants me to help you because you've been through so much in your life, and you need a break. I said, well, thank you. I said, and in return, excuse me.
And what were you doing in return?
In return, hey, whenever she needed help, I was there for her.
All I heard about was changing a Royal and giving her $110.
Well, that's what she called me for.
What else? Listen to
me.
And
on more than one occasion did I fix her car.
Miss Carter, let's go with the rest of the money he owes you.
He decided, instead of me buying another car, he was going to be locked up for a while. So
for what?
At first, I thought it was because he had wrecked the lady's car, and he had beat her up. But then he might want to tell you what he was going to be locked up for.
Well, I'll ask him in a minute. So he thought he was going to be locked up, so what did I have to do with the money?
He wanted me to take over the payments of his car because I only needed a car for 5 months. So he was going to be gone at first 6 months. And then later on, like 2 months later, I found out it might be 18 to 24 months. And I thought, well, I'm getting myself in a bit much. But in the meantime, I paid 1 car payment, then the car was stolen.
Excuse me.
Come to find out from cross-country finance,
once I started... You picked the wrong lady.
Once I started...
I didn't pick her. She picked me from the jump. She picked me. I went over to her house one time, and she was like all over me. That's how the whole thing got started. That's how it all got started. I was sitting on the bed, watching TV.
Sitting on my bed in my bedroom, you a bald-faced lie.
There you go. There you go. I was sitting on the bed.
Listen.
Let me say this, please. I made the first car payment because I was supposed to use his car. Okay, once the car got stolen, he was going to con me into making the car payments while he's locked up. Then when he comes out, he's just going to go and finance him another car. So after the car was stolen, I said, no, I'm not going to make the car payments. So I told him, I'll make a good faith payment of $50. When you come out, you can catch up with your own. And they called me, and he also had another woman, Rosemary or Rosemarie or somebody. They want to know who is this other woman who's supposed to be making the same car payment.
That's a good one.
Anyway, Your Honor. Anyway, Your Honor.
All right.
Can I tell my side now?
Just a second.
Can I tell my side now?
Miss Carter?
Yes.
That's it. I want you to be quiet. He's going to tell me his side of this case.
Okay. Now, like I was saying before, she is the one who initiated the contact for the whole relationship, okay? I came over to her house one time. I said, well, I was watching the game. Let me finish watching the game. Before the game was even over with, she was like all over me. I wasn't going to have no kind of... We wasn't going to have no type of intimate... We weren't going to have any kind of intimate relationship at all, as far as I was concerned. It was strictly platonic, okay? We were friends, that's it. The reason why I admired her, because she did take care of my son, okay? Because I sat in the front row at the church, and
he's going to be a minister at that church, too.
Listen to me.
Shh. See, that's her problem.
That's
She's always talking, she don't listen enough. Okay? She's talking too much, she don't listen enough.
Mr. Polk, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. she's not your parole officer. You didn't have to report to her all the time, correct? Is that correct?
That's right.
And you're a big, strong guy?
That's right.
Right? Nobody forced you to go over to her house?
No, no.
Nobody dragged you over there?
Correct.
Right? Nobody...
And then, again, Your Honor, nobody held a gun to her head saying, hey, do this for Ephraim, do this for Ephraim. A couple of times, I asked for her help, okay? And that's when I told her, hey, I can't pay you back with money, but I'll help you if I can.
Mr. Polk, it sounds to me as if you've had enough of a history in your life to be pretty savvy.
I don't know about that, but...
Well, to be pretty savvy. You've been married, you have kids, you have been in trouble with the law. So, listen to me. Do you feel, Mr. Carter, that Mr. Polk, that you used Miss Carter?
No.
And used her friendship?
No.
Well, then let me try to put it to you another way.
Because at no time did I ever use her. At no time did I ever make her promises that I did not come through on.
Let me explain why, sir. You started out by telling me that she was all over you the first time. Why don't you be quiet and listen? That she was all over you the first time you went there. Mm-hmm. And clearly she wanted more than you did in a relationship.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And yet over a long period of time, understanding that she wanted more of a relationship, according to you, than you did, mm-hmm. you continued to take things from her, knowing that you didn't want that kind of relationship. Just think about it for a second. Open your heart and open your mind.
After I told her, I said, we can't see each other anymore. Okay, this was the time that she called me after I broke it off, and I said, well, I won't see you anymore. This was the time when she called me.
How much had you taken from her already?
I don't know. But at this time...
All right, listen to me. Miss Carter.
Yes.
You made a bad choice.
Yes, I did.
I mean, you didn't meet him in a bar.
Right.
You met him in church.
Absolutely.
But you should have had a clue.
Yes.
Because if you met him in church and he was sleeping, should have told you something.
I wasn't sleeping.
Miss Carter, you're never going to get back all the money that you lent him because some of the things that you gave to him, clothes, that sort of stuff, I don't think that you can put a monetary amount on. You got taken a little bit.
I have credit cards.
I know that you have credit cards, but you bought him some of the stuff. I understand what happened.
She's trying to buy me. That's what she's trying to do.
You weren't a nice enough person, sir, to say, don't buy me.
I did.
Sir, you could have walked away after day one when you said she was all over you and said, this is not the kind of relationship that I want. I thought she was just going to be a friend. Instead, you hung around for 7 or 8 months and continued to milk the friendship that she was offering to you. You owe her $1,516. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
In this case, one Jack Judy, Rina helped Ephraim with money, car payment and gift because she trusted him. Ephraim said they were only friends and he never forced her to help him. But Jack Judy said Ephraim knew Rina liked to and wanted to real relationship. Still he kept accepting her help for many months.